Did you know that storing certain foods in the refrigerator can actually ruin their taste, texture, and even their nutritional value? It's a mistake many of us make daily, thinking we're preserving our food when, in reality, we might be doing more harm than good. In this video, we'll uncover 10 common foods you should never refrigerate, and the science-backed reasons why keeping them cold is the worst thing you can do. Everything we share in this video has been checked and validated by professionals, so you can trust that these tips will help you store your food the right way and prevent unnecessary waste. Stick around until the end, because the last item on this list might completely surprise you. Let's get started. 1. Tomatoes. Refrigerating tomatoes might seem like a good way to keep them fresh, but it actually ruins their texture and flavor. Cold temperatures break down their cell walls, making them mealy and dull. A study from the University of Florida found that chilling tomatoes below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius, significantly reduces their natural sugars and aroma compounds, robbing them of their rich, tangy taste. Instead, store tomatoes at room temperature in a well-ventilated area, away from direct sunlight, to allow them to ripen properly. If you have overripe tomatoes and need to slow down the ripening process, keep them in a cooler part of your kitchen but never in the fridge. Want to extend their shelf life even more? Turn them into sauces, salsas, or soups, which can be frozen for months without losing flavor. 2. Potatoes. Keeping potatoes in the fridge is one of the worst things you can do to them. Cold temperatures turn the starches into sugars too quickly, leading to an unpleasantly sweet taste and a gritty, tough texture when cooked. Even worse, when potatoes are exposed to temperatures below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees Celsius, they can form acrylamide, a potentially harmful chemical that becomes more concentrated when frying or roasting potatoes. According to the USDA, the best way to store potatoes is in a cool, dark, and dry place like a pantry, basement, or cupboard away from heat sources. They should be kept in a breathable bag, such as a paper or mesh bag, to prevent moisture buildup. Avoid plastic bags, as they trap humidity and speed up spoilage. If you have sprouting potatoes, cut off the sprouts before cooking, as they contain mildly toxic compounds. 3. Onions. Refrigerating onions may seem harmless, but the cold, humid environment makes them absorb moisture quickly, leading to mushiness, mold, and faster spoilage. Additionally, onions release gases that can taint the flavors of nearby foods, especially potatoes. The best way to store whole onions is in a dry, cool, and well-ventilated space, such as a basket or mesh bag in the pantry. However, once cut, onions should be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator to prevent bacterial growth. To avoid wasting half an onion, wrap it tightly in plastic wrap or place it in a sealed container and use it within a few days. 4. Garlic. Garlic thrives in dry, room temperature conditions, but refrigerating it accelerates sprouting and gives it a rubbery texture. When garlic sprouts, it develops a bitter taste that affects its flavor in recipes. The cold environment also diminishes its natural oils, which are responsible for its pungent aroma and health benefits. To keep garlic fresh, store whole bulbs in a dry, well-ventilated area, such as a wire basket, paper bag, or ceramic garlic keeper. If you need to store peeled garlic, keep it in a sealed container in the fridge, but use it quickly before it loses its potency. Another great trick? Mince fresh garlic and freeze it in small portions with olive oil for easy use in cooking. 5. Bread. Many people store bread in the fridge thinking it prevents mold, but the cold actually speeds up the staling process due to a chemical reaction called retrogradation. This causes the starches in bread to harden faster, making it dry and crumbly. The best way to store bread is at room temperature in an airtight container, bread box, or paper bag to maintain its moisture. If you have extra bread, freezing is the best way to extend its freshness. Just slice it beforehand so you can easily grab what you need. When ready to eat, toast the slices straight from the freezer or let them thaw at room temperature for a softer texture. 6. Honey. Honey is one of the few foods that never spoils due to its natural antibacterial properties. However, refrigerating honey causes it to crystallize quickly, turning it into a thick, grainy solid that is difficult to use. Crystallization is a natural process and does not mean honey has gone bad, but keeping it at room temperature in a tightly sealed jar helps prevent this. If your honey does crystallize, place the jar in a bowl of warm water and stir gently to restore its smooth consistency. Avoid microwaving honey, as excessive heat can destroy some of its beneficial enzymes. 7. Coffee. Coffee is highly absorbent and picks up moisture and odors from its surroundings, which is why refrigerating coffee beans or grounds can ruin their rich aroma and taste. The fluctuating temperatures inside the fridge also cause condensation, leading to stale, flavorless coffee. Instead, store coffee in an airtight container in a cool, dark place, such as a pantry or cupboard, away from heat and sunlight. If you need to store coffee long-term, freezing whole beans in an airtight bag is the best method, but always grind fresh coffee as needed for the best flavor. 8. Avocados. Unripe avocados should never be stored in the fridge, as cold temperatures slow down the ripening process, making them take much longer to soften. Instead, leave them at room temperature until they reach the perfect ripeness, soft but not mushy when gently pressed. Once ripe, you can refrigerate avocados for a couple of days to extend their freshness. If you've cut an avocado and want to prevent browning, store it in an airtight container with the pit still inside and brush the exposed flesh with lemon or lime juice before refrigerating. For longer storage, mashed avocado can be frozen with a bit of lemon juice and used later in dips or spreads. 9. Olive oil. Refrigerating olive oil is a common mistake that can alter its consistency and usability. Cold temperatures cause olive oil to solidify and develop a cloudy, waxy texture, making it difficult to pour and use. While this does not necessarily ruin the oil, it affects the overall experience. For optimal storage, keep olive oil in a cool, dark place, away from heat and direct sunlight. High-quality olive oils are best consumed within 6 months to a year for maximum flavor and health benefits. If your olive oil solidifies in the fridge, let it return to room temperature before using. 10. Bananas. Bananas thrive in warm environments and do not tolerate cold well. Refrigerating bananas disrupts their ripening process, causing the skin to turn black while the inside becomes mushy. To allow bananas to ripen properly, store them at room temperature in a fruit bowl. If you want to slow down ripening, separate the bananas from the bunch, as they produce ethylene gas that speeds up the process. If you have overripe bananas, don't throw them away. Peel and freeze them for smoothies, banana bread, or healthy ice cream. Now that you know which foods should never be refrigerated, take a look at your kitchen. Are you making any of these mistakes? Proper storage can make a big difference in taste, texture, and even health benefits. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so they can store their food the right way too. And don't forget to subscribe for more expert-backed food tips and nutrition advice. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.